Elanco, we are driven by our vision of food and companionship enriching life.
Performance versus profitability. That was the presentation of Dr. Alex Sly from Elanco at this year's PigX. And she says we should think differently. Alex, what is different thinking?
So this year's topic at PigX was, or the brief that they gave us was to be controversial. And I think in today's environment, the economic times we're in, is that it's very difficult for farmers with all the resources that they have available in terms of vets, nutritionists, as well as consultants in the field, to actually be profitable. And our message today was more to kind of look at thinking outside of the box, looking at different strategies that you can use and implement on farm in order to increase your profitability.
So how do we do that?
So the topic that they gave us, or the brief they gave us for this expo, was to be confrontational, to really think outside the box and to provoke people's minds in the ways that they can think differently. And one of the scenarios that we actually proposed was to look at your sow stocking density. Or your sow inventory on farm. Because what we know is that what a lot of the farms are designed for versus what their capacities currently are, these animals are quite, there's quite a lot of animals on site, and the flow of the animals through the units is not as ideal as it could be, and therefore could be impacting our profitability. So that was one aspect where we kind of said, if you thin down your herds a little bit in order to be in line with what the stocking capacity is on your farm, you might be able to get gains in terms of having your animals on the mothers for a lot longer, to have much heavier piglets and healthier piglets, and get them weaned at a lot later, at a later stage. Other strategies that you can utilize is looking at things to go into the feed. There are some fantastic additives out there. Elanco has one, it's called Hemicell, which is basically a cost-saving, it's an enzyme that can be used as a cost-saving mechanism. So you can put this product into your feed and you can maintain animal performance while improving your productivity.
So how are we doing in South Africa as far as that's concerned?
I think we, as South Africans, one of the speakers earlier actually mentioned how resilient South Africans are and how innovative we are, because we don't have such support from government, or we don't have handouts like some of the other countries might do. We actually have to survive, and we need to be resilient. And therefore we see individuals try new and different things. A lot of the farms now are starting to implement their own research centers where they can constantly analyze all the different products that they are potentially utilizing in the feed, or the different diet formulations, just to see what they can do with these animals. We also have the genetic companies who are constantly there bringing out new innovations in order to help the farmers as well. So it really is a collaboration as well with industry and the solutions that industry bring, as well as the innovations of the farmers.
Alex, this is now the first PigX. Elanco is here. Will you be here again?
Definitely. I think this is a fantastic, very slick congress that they've set up. It was very well thought out. I think what's great about PigX is actually how they have come with the brief to challenge the way of thinking, but also how they've asked for the presentation. So normally you go to a congress and you sit down and you've got to sit in front of a PowerPoint for 45 minutes, and there's a lot of yawning and possibly people sleeping in the auditorium. But here it's 20 minutes. They have challenging topics, and they really are trying to get you to be engaged and to interact with the speakers. So it really is a different kind of way of thinking, and I think it's the way that conferences should be going.
Well, that was Dr. Alex Sly from Elanco, present at this year's first PigX at Future Africa in Pretoria.
Elanco, we are driven by our vision of food and companionship enriching life.